that. That was very ghetto. Something fell over as soon as I hit record. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Two Scrippers One Pole. It's 5:34 in the morning, day of. Holla at your girl. Ooh, oh, I just had what are these? Apparently, excuse me. Kellogg's makes these like little, they're called grips, gripple, but they're called grips, and they're a mighty tiny baked snack cracker, and they're cinnamon flavor. So I think they're trying to take me out. They good, they hard, they are crunchy. This week's episode is audio only. One, because I was like, this next week for me is so busy. So I knew that if I tried to do video, like it was really gonna just set me back on everything that I had to do. And since I connected to actual YouTube podcasts, I was like, oh, y'all will still get, those of you who do listen through, who listen through YouTube, y'all will still get y'all daily dose of mango, or not daily dose, weekly dose, unless like you listen to me every day, because there's enough episodes to binge. We're pushing, we're past 80, we're pushing the journey to 100 episodes. But yeah, like this next week is so busy, and this week is always a lot. Like the world never stopped being a lie. Like it's always. I was listening to last week's episode today, or I guess yesterday at this case, so I can kind of just have. So I remember what the fuck I said. And one thing, let me just right off the bat correction. I was talking about the project that I have that's due today that I'm currently working on. I said cultural genome and family genome. I meant genogram. So that is what I'm working on. And so, like yesterday, I had a class and had to do the reading, so I knew what I was going into class talking about. And for that class, so what's today? Today's Thursday. So backtrack a little bit. I don't know what be going on, because I recorded last week's episode, I think on Friday or maybe Saturday. I think it was like Saturday ass crack in the morning, so like 1, 2 in the morning Saturday, and I was trying to edit it, and I kept falling asleep like an hour in. So if y'all be falling asleep to me, don't feel bad, which you probably don't, but if you do be feeling bad, don't be feeling bad, because I be falling asleep too. I just be rapping. Like how I really talked for almost 2.5 hours is insane. But anyway, so I was trying to edit that episode and I kept falling asleep. And I think I probably stayed up till maybe like, ooh, I don't even know. I don't remember how late. But it was like at least 4 or 5 in the morning. So then I told myself I was going to take a little nappy nap and I was going to go into work to get some stuff done. And my higher power was like, nah, bitch, you gonna go to sleep. So I was like in and out of sleep, like trying to get up. And when I would try to get up, the universe would just be like, bitch, go back to sleep. And then I would just like fall back into a daze. So then I officially woke up probably around like 9 a.m. or maybe like 10. I think it was closer to 10. And then my friend's daughter just turned 1, so it was a birthday party. And I did that thing where it was like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. So I had talked to her on Friday, like, oh, do you want a gift card? Do you want an actual present? Because, 1, it's like a beautiful age, but also like, you know, they're not going to remember that birthday party. So, like, what do you need? Would a gift card be more, and I know people be getting, like, shit out the wazoo. And so, like, she had to take all the stuff home and, like, 3, 4 cars. So I'm like, would a gift card be more feasible for you. So if you need to go get diapers, or you need to go do this, or da da da, like something that you need but not right in this moment, or do you want a physical gift? And she was like, a physical gift would work. So I ended up getting Target has some clothes on sale. So I got her some cute little outfits, and then they had this really cute, like, it was like a little scooter, but it wasn't a scooter. It was like one of the ones that the babies be sitting on, because you know a baby can't really stand and use a real scooter. So it's like one of those sit scooters, and it was shaped like a bee, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's a little busy bee scooting around. Like, it was so cute. So I bought that and some clothes. And so the reason why I brought that up is because I was like, it was one of those things that I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do it tomorrow. So when I talked to her, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go today. And no, I waited until right before the event. So I had to go, and I'm not gonna lie, that party was in bumfuck. Like, girl, if you listen to this, why the hell you have it that far? But whatever. So, and I knew it was gonna be like in Southern Maryland, but I don't know. I don't know where I thought it was gonna be, but it was far. I was like, Jesus. Put it in the thing. I was like, damn, it's over an hour away. That's crazy. Um, but yeah. So I went to Target and did that. So then came home Sunday. What the fuck did I do Sunday? I really don't remember what I did Sunday. But I felt like it was a busy day because it's always busy. And then, like Monday and Tuesday, I worked, but I was also trying to make sure I kept up with the readings. And so, my reading for my group therapy class, it was like 3 different articles we had to read. Well, it was 2 chapters in an article, but it was just, I tried. Oh, okay, so Monday, I think I went to work, but then Tuesday, I had like an employee staff meeting. So I went there and then I came back. Y'all, they had PF Chickadee Changs for lunch. Like, they really treated us nice. And I had a little massage. It was great. And I like came back to the office and I was like, okay, I got like an hour left. Let me do some homework, right? Y'all, I set myself up for maximum failure because I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a little meditation, get myself like grounded so I can like crank this out. Y'all, that 15-minute meditation turned into like a 2-hour nap at my desk. I mean, I woke up, my half of my face was numb. I was sleeping so hard. It was crazy. And I only read a paragraph because I was trying to read like shortest to longest, and I don't know why I was doing it that way, but well, because it was like the article and then the chapters. So I was trying to read the article, and it was like 3 pages, and I didn't make it past the first paragraph. Mind you, I read that first paragraph at least 6 times. It was crazy. And so then I came home from work and I was reading, fell asleep, woke up at like around like 11 going on midnight, and then I was up till 6 o'clock in the morning reading, and then I had to write a paper because I think I said the structure for my group therapy class is like we go over the readings and then we do art experiential. So the first 3 my professor led, and now we're going into like student leadership. So one of my cohort members did a really nice activity. We basically made like letters and cards to ourselves, and so she gave us like little cards, and she gave us the option, if you don't like any of these cards, you can make your own whatever, or make your own envelope. And just like, we're going through a lot is happening right now, so like, this is for you. What do you need to hear? What do you need to read? So it was just like really sweet. So we did that, and then next week is my turn to lead the experiential. But yeah, so I had to, with that, the reason I brought that up is because the experiential is like, we have to write a response. And instead of writing every week, my professor was like, we're going to group them like every 3. You're going to write like a summary note. So I had to do the readings, and then I had to write the paper, and submit that. So wait, that was Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? Yes, that was Tuesday. I had to like go back on some readings because the first week I definitely like, if you in grad school especially, you can, it's not as intense in undergrad, but if you're in grad school, the work starts before the semester does. Okay, so make sure you have your textbooks or access to whatever chapters that work starts. Like when you first day in, you're having discussion. It's no slacking, and even though I know that for whatever reason it went right above my head. So the first week I ain't read shit, at least not for my group therapy class. I definitely pulled all of that out of my ass. Like my strategy when I don't know, like when I didn't do the readings, is like I just sit back and listen to everybody else talk, and then when they say something that I'm like, oh, okay, I could pull something out of my ass that makes sense or like touch on experiences, I just chime in, and everybody like, oh, that was so profound, and I'm like, listen, I just be saying shit, you know. I say it with confidence, so you think I know what I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, that was my Tuesday, and then yesterday was I had to like do, or I guess Tuesday was Monday Tuesday was writing the paper. Then Tuesday was trying to read for Wednesday's class, which was the article in 3 chapters. So then after I did the readings, I was like, for my Thursday class, my sociocultural class, which is where I have the genogram, I had to do the readings. So now, the day of, I'm working on the project, which I also have to write a reflection paper on. But the class is until 5 p.m. and the class is until 5 p.m. and it's virtual, so I don't have to like travel to do it. So those are my paintbrushes, because I'm like, I'm sitting here rapping and I should be doing some work. But yeah, so that has been my week thus far. And then like tomorrow, Friday, oh shit, I have to work. Saturday I have to work. Sunday, I am doing like some self-care stuff. And then Monday, Tuesday is like working. And so basically after I finish this project, I have to like jump ahead to next week, and actually like time just be going so fast. And before I know it, it'd be like, damn, I'm scrambling to do all the readings. Like, and I've been better about it this semester in terms of getting them done on time. But I look up and I'm like, damn. But anyway, so since I'm leading the experiential next week, like I definitely got to be on my P's and Q's and make sure that it's done right. And so once I finish this project, then my attention goes to let me read and then come up with the activity that I will be leading my group in. So I'm trying to mix paint, y'all. So yeah, and but then like, so okay. See, this is why I can't be multitasking, you know. So it's so fascinating. It's like moments like these where I did wish that I had the camera on, because it's so, I love mixing paint. I'm getting ready to make like a galaxy background, because y'all know I like my galaxy shit. But yeah, so then that's class Wednesday night. Thursday, I will not be attending my sociocultural class because I'll be going to New York. And so like, I forget what time my bus leaves, but my bus leaves from Baltimore, and then I'll be in New York until Saturday, which I'm super excited because shout out Goldie if you're listening. So I think I mentioned that I'm already going to go like collaborate with Hood Man. So I'm excited about that. We're gonna do some face sitting in CBT, and if you're new here, CBT is cock and ball torture. So last time I went to New York, I was like punching and kicking them in the nuts. And what did we do? We did human furniture. I used them as a chair while I read a story that I wrote, like my origin story, as Temptress Mango, the real mistress goddess princess. So I read an origin story while I used him as a chair. I did some impact play with him. I think I used like my flogger and my paddle, and then CBT. So I was punching and kicking him in the nuts. It was really exciting because he brought like little MMA gloves, so I was like really getting into it. I really pictured myself. If y'all know that meme of the little black dude in the red shirt and the khakis, and he's like, that's what I was channeling. I was punching the shit out of his nuts. It was so much fun. And then what else did we do? Is that was that ever? No, there was one more. What was it? Was there? Face sitting. I sat on his face, and that was my first time really doing any of that besides impact. I've done impact, so it was just like really fun once you get in the zone and like get lost in it. It's so much fun. So yeah, we're gonna do some this time I'm gonna sit on his face while also doing CBT stuff, and then we're gonna do some foot worship stuff. So and like I'm gonna be like I want him to like massage my feet, and then I'm gonna like smush my feet in his face. But I'm super excited. The reason why I brought up Goldie, because she hit me up and she was like, "Are you gonna be in New York next week?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Are you?" And she was like, "Yes." And she's like, "I love it." She's like, "Are we working?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" So I sent her all caps, and I was like, "Oh my god, tell me more details." Like I was so excited. I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm yelling. I'm just so excited. I love, 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 love Goldie." And that I did an episode with her. Da, 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 da. Oh bitch, I forgot you were kinky or some. It was something like that. It was like in the 40s. Um, but yeah, so she was like, "Ooh, like I've been wanting to work with Hood Man. Let's double dom." And I was like, "Oh my god, absolutely!" Because we did some content together. She got me outside. We were talking about that in the episode that I did with her of like, I'll take you outside. So she took me outside and we did some content together. And she said she got some good feedback and like we just need to work together again. So I'm excited. Because I've been sitting on that since May. We did the collaboration in May, and I've been sitting on that content because it was like black leather, or black latex, and like it was given. I had bunny ears on. It was given Halloween, so I was like, it's definitely given October release, which it's crazy to think that's in 2 weeks. And I have y'all. The ideas are always flowing, so I have a nice little notebook of all these ideas for themes for Halloween, and I'm so excited. I've just been trying to push through all of this. So this whole 18-minute ramble was basically just about like I've been busy and I'm still finna be busy. So that's why I was like, I contemplated, I wanted to do a release episode today. I think because it's so busy, I think I'm gonna take next week off. So this is your warning. Next week, 9 times out of 10. No, I'm gonna set it right now. Okay, y'all give what the fuck I give you. And next week, I'm not giving y'all nothing. I'm not stressing myself out over it. And I'll take a week break. So take that. If you're new here, take that time to go look at some other episodes that I've done. Let me see. What are the top episodes so far? Let me see. Analytics. Episode rankings. So top 10 episodes is the very first episode, 1, 2, 3, fingers in my butt. Minisode 1 is a whole phase necessary. 3 is the first collaboration I did with Deshaun, Dynamic Dick. Number 4 is Deshaun Shit Show. That's the second collab that I did with her, House of Sluts. Then there's It's a Little Thick Down There, which is episode 2. I'm losing count. Y'all, I taught art, not math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, episode that's 5. Number 6 is Mini So 6, What's Your Order? Spouse, Child, Parent. 7 is Niggas Get Dick Cheese with Meek. 8 is Big Booty Hoe. And 9 is Nothing But Balls. That is featuring Tao. Mini So 6 is featuring Tao and Dixie. Niggas Get Dick Cheese is Meek and my cousin, but at that point, like, these people are reoccurring, so I don't put them in the credits. 1, 2, 3 Fingers in My Butt, Mini So 1, It's a Little Thick Down There. Those are all original episodes, so Tori is in them, and then the top 10 is Standing on Business, which is so funny because that at first was not doing well. And I was about to say, like, y'all really don't like listening to me because it's only, out of all of those, it's only 2 episodes where I'm talking about myself. But Nothing But Balls, I definitely recommend going and listen to that one. That one is funny. That's me and Tal, and that was the very beginning of my spicy work journey. Like, I think I literally had started that week, or maybe not. No, I think it was like within that week, but I was definitely talking about, like, the original sub that had approached me on, like, FetLife, and yeah, and I was talking about some other stuff. So go check those out. What's some other ones? The least listened to ones. Let's see. There's Pelvic Thrust Shit. There's Calling All Fart Connoisseurs. There's Twirl My Dick. I don't, what? Yo, where do I be? Like, I'm about to say, where did I come up with these titles? But this is the shit that comes out my mouth. Collective Nut Bus, Recording from the Void, Mass Murder Turtles, Sniff Harder Bitch, 80 and Bussin' It, Stand It by the Door, Meet Me in a Parking Lot Host. So these are all, like, more recent ones. Let's see what's in the middle. Bitches is Farting. Surplus a Cock Ring. Shout out Rhea. Rhea, if you listen to this, I saw you got a little podcast coming, girly. Yes, proud of you, friend. These Roses Getting Buttered. These Roses Getting Buttered is actually it's me and my cousin, and what I love about that episode is that, like, before she came over, I was having a panic attack, and I talk about, like, I was trying to bring myself down before we recorded, and it just wasn't working. So I was like, you know what, I just have to work through it. So, like, that episode, and I address it as, like, I was in the middle of a panic attack while recording. But yeah, go listen to something, catch up. And then I want to shout out a couple. We are really global, y'all. I believe we're in 25 states of the United States. We're in Romania, Lithuania. Like, we's really just globe trotting. So thank you. This is a massive thank you to all my listeners and supporters, because without you all, I really would just be talking to myself. And am I fine with that? Absolutely. But, like, it's more fun knowing that it's people here with my antics. So that's enough of me rapping about that. Let me pull out my notes, because oh my god, this past week has been so fucking insane. Y'all, my notebook is falling apart, and I don't even know how that happened for real. Cause, like, I don't be treating it roughly, but when I say, like, the cover is falling off, the cover is falling off. What are some, I don't really know if they're unfinished thoughts, but just, like, some things from last week. I think I had mentioned how one of my cohort members was saying that, like, she realized her whiteness when, like, her friend's grandma was like, don't play with a white girl. And we kind of had a discussion about, like, it really means something that came from the grandma, and thinking about like considering what a grandma would have experienced in her lifetime and why she's like, yeah, no, like we're not friends with white people, you don't do that. So just like the weight, generally speaking, a grandma holds within the black community. um and then I said, I don't I had said, like, I was talking about like how I'm black, and then there's my cohort member who's Korean, and I was like, everybody else is white, but I don't know what category of white. I just thought it was crazy that I was like category of white. And in this moment, I really don't like. I know there's a more proper word, but I can't. It's not coming to my mind, and so I just like when I re-listened and I was like, I really said category of white people. I don't know. I thought that was a little crazy. But I didn't really catch any other corrections or things I wanted to point out. So this week in this crazy election, y'all, somebody tried to take out Donnie Trump again. Like, what is happening? And I do not wish death or anything on any person, but I'm like, if y'all gonna keep doing this, somebody need to make something pop. No. No, no, no. I do not mean that. But also, like, it's a little fishy. It gives a little fishy because, especially this time, like, this is the second time now that his Secret Service is saying, this street be so busy. This is the second time now that his Secret Service is saying that, like, oh, we didn't check the parameters. So what the fuck are y'all doing? That gives that either, like, and I also feel like if y'all are so openly saying that, I don't know. I don't know. I have lots of conspiracy theories. But it's just like, and what I really don't appreciate is that, like, JD Vance, especially, has like made comments about like, oh, you know, the left and the radical left and blah blah blah, and nobody's trying to unalive Kamala or Joe Biden. And it's like, okay, all that says to me is that some deranged white person is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do, or not even white person, because Trump has many different followers. And there it go, my bias is automatically assuming white people support Trump when I know that's not true. But all that says to me is like, that is subtly giving permission to some deranged diehard Trump fan to be like, okay, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna go attempt like to assassinate Kamala or Joe Biden. And y'all are sitting here trying to say the rhetoric from the radical left and blah blah blah. Y'all still aren't minding your words, and let's not forget, y'all, like, you are the one who's spewing hate. And in some cases, yes, maybe Kamala, and just like that Democratic Party shouldn't be, I don't even want to use the word aggressive, but like, when I was watching Abby Phillips' State of the Race, they were saying that, like, you know, some of this rhetoric, like, oh, you know, well, when Trump gets in office, he's gonna be a dictator on day one, and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that and blah blah blah. And it's like, I kind of see your point, but also like, this is rooted in fact. Like, he literally said, like, if he could, he'd be a dictator for a day. But let's look at Trump as like a human being, and just his track record. Like, if you gave him power to be dictator for a day, I promise you he would do everything in his power to extend that day into a lifetime. So it's really not a far-fetched idea. And this is stemming from things he has said or done. Whereas on the other side, Donald Trump really just be making shit up and be like standing on business with that and just like fueling people's hate. Like, because even the whole pet thing in Springfield, like, it's like, it's people have to every even the governor came out and said like this is false. There's no reports of it. These people are good people, and like, yes, you have an influx. These people are here legally. You're sitting here calling them illegal immigrants and dehumanizing them, and you're gonna deport them. Talking about some, I'm gonna deport them back to Venezuela. How you gonna deport them back to somewhere they never been? What? That don't even make sense. And also realizing what that means, because if you're trying to mass deport people, you can't do that all at one time, which means you'll have to set up internment camps, and we know how that goes. We've seen it in history. With like Chinese and Japanese, Asian Americans, the Holocaust. I guess in no, you I don't know. This is like me speculating and not wanting to Google, but I guess in theory, like some aspects of slavery were more or less the same way. So we've seen this like internment camp, deportation, mistreatment of people, like, and then, yeah, so, oh, y'all, I'm sorry, I let out a little poop. I did. I had to lift my butt cheek up so I could let it out. I can't wait to get in fart fetish, y'all. I'm gonna fart my way to Bali. That's crazy. And I'm gonna be right in here, just farting it up. Anyway, um, yeah, so it's like this rhetoric is false. You're literally pulling it out of your ass crack. Um, what else did he say? Oh yeah, like the governor was saying that like yes, okay, there we went from a town, and other celebrities have spoken on it too. I know John Legend said he's from there, and he like gave the history of how many people. You have this town of like 50,000 people, and then you have this massive influx of like 15 to 20,000 people. They're here legally, um, and they were brought, like they were granted this permission to be here because they needed workers. And everybody has said like that they've appreciated that integration into the community, and that they've really helped the economy and done great things. The issue is that like there's just not enough resources for all those people in terms of like housing and other things. And so that is where our focus should be, of like how do we accommodate these people. It's not this villainous thing that Donald Trump and JD Vance are making it out to be, and just like standing on business of the lie. Like, it's just, and then it was like the photo of like some guy who had a geese or a goose in his hand, and the real story was that like apparently the goose had got like hit or something, and so the guy was like helping it out of the street, but somebody took a picture and was like, oh, this Haitian man, now they're eating the geese. And the dude's not even Haitian. And again, the story is like he was actually helping it, because it had got injured and it was like stuck in the street. So it's when y'all do shit like that, and then you're saying like, oh well, nobody's tried to kill them or blah blah blah. What? That's so irresponsible and just crazy. And then the other point that I wanted to make on that too was what was it? Y'all, I'm painting. Um, Shit, what was it? Was it JD Vance? It was definitely on this topic of, damn, y'all. This is why I really can't multitask. Let me see. Let me see. Except, I like my paper is full of stuff. Ba, 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 ba. What do I have? Okay, so In terms of what I've been talking about, it says blaming Kamala and Biden. All he does is finger point and spew hate. And he takes responsibility for almost nothing. It's like he takes responsibility for the shit he lies about, and he just doubled down so much on the shit that he lies about that people who blindly follow him really believe like that's the truth. But anything that puts him in a negative light, he does not take responsibility for, which 9 times out of 10 is usually very true. I'm just like, at this point, it's exhausting. Like, and I don't even know how his supporters, like, y'all need therapy. Y'all need to go see a therapist. Y'all need to, like, go outside, touch grass, do something, because it, I feel like supporting him brings out the anger that you've bottled up. But why are you that angry? Go take a look at yourself. Why are you that angry? What has anybody else done to you? And how, like, it really also gives a lack of accountability. Like, you just want to find somebody else to blame the problems of the world and your problems on. Like, what? Stand up for yourself. What part did you play in whatever problems you got wrong? Like, why are you so unhappy, and how can you un unanger yourself? I know at one point I was saying how, like, I had a fear, like with Joe Biden, it was just like just a fear for the state of the world. And then I said when like Kamala came that I had this sense of hope, and I had a fear just for like being a black woman, and like the hatred and disrespect that this culture, this group of people receives, just from like from white women, from black men, from just like everybody, this trope of the angry black woman and everything else, and like how we are constantly like berated, but then we also are expected to kind of be like the pillars of so many communities. And so I was just saying that like seeing hold on. Y'all, those some grip things. They hard as hell. Um, Seeing like your average black woman being like a surrogate for people's hate and disdain for Kamala. Um, and so that's starting like a little bit of fear is kind of like creeping back in because of a little bit of fear is creeping back in because of like this rhetoric and just like looking what he's done, and it's so irresponsible. It's so irresponsible um of him and JD Vance to just like say something like that, like, oh, who's trying to shoot them up? What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? What else? um yeah, and so I also noted like aside from like the economy, because I feel like everybody is on Trump's side, or people who are supporting him, they're on the side of the economy, because yes, gas prices are through the roof. Groceries, my mom and I were just talking, like eggs, she went to the store and eggs cost her like $5. That's crazy. That's crazy. So everything is just overly priced. People aren't getting paid enough. And yes, the economy seemed better when Trump was in office. But everything that we're dealing with now is a direct result, more or less, from what he did. And I don't understand why. And like, he isn't even, I don't know why people have faith in him pulling us out of where the world is right now. And I guess that like his talking point is like, oh, well, what have they done? What have they done? They've been in office for 3.5 years. First of all, I don't have this down, and I wanted to talk about it at some point. But like, if we really look at the duties, and like the power that the president and the president have, they don't have as much power as people make it seem. Our government is a system of checks and balances so that we don't have a dictatorship, so that one person doesn't have all this power. Now, in theory, that sounds cool. In practice, I don't really know if that's working out, because then you have this two-party system. You have Republicans versus Democrats and blah blah blah. So then it's like, okay, well, if you have majority Republican everything, more or less in a way, you consider it a dictatorship. Or even if it's all Democrat, like, you could technically, I would, or maybe a bureaucracy. I don't know. Google. Let me use Google. Um. Oh, I can. Hey Siri, define bureaucracy. Oh, a system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives. A state or organization governed or managed by a bureaucracy. The officials in a bureaucracy considered as a group or hierarchy. Excessively complicated administration procedure seen as characteristic of bureaucracy. Um, I don't really know if that answered my question, because that a system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than elected representatives. But like, the state officials, who are they? How did they get their power? I'm confused. But I guess I didn't use the word right. But yeah, I don't know. It seems a little bit unbalanced, like, and so that's why we need to we need to figure something out, because the two-party system, clearly everybody tired of that shit. But I just think that, like, there's so many possibilities, I feel like, with a Harris Walls administration. I don't have any sense of hope. And it really makes me sad that so many people are trying to, like, really say that Trump did a great job with the economy when it's not true. And he got concepts of so many plans. The only plan he got is to sit his ass in the Oval Office and I don't even fucking know. I don't even fucking know. But it's so exhausting. Aside from what appeared to be a great economy under him, I just don't understand how people aren't exhausted from the hate, because all he does, shit, is dramatically spew hate and lies. And he's just so delusional that he just stands on business on his lies. So I guess, like, part of me is like, kudos to you for really, like, for standing on business, but also, like, that's so irresponsible of someone who's supposed to be a world leader. um and yeah, so if you're not registered to vote by now, or you're new here, you're not registered to vote, please just think about humanity. It's a bit ridiculous. Oh, speaking of CNN, so I like that they'll have, like, Republicans and Democrats as part of their panel, and they have, like, a couple of people who are pretty consistent throughout, like, all the different segments and stuff. So Scott Jennings is a Republican, and, like, sometimes he be getting on my nerves when he be talking about stuff, but I mostly have respect for him. But, like, recently I'm just, like, over. So after the second attempt on Trump assassinate the second after the second um attempt assassination attempt of Trump, there was a conversation about, like, oh, that was something else I wanted to bring up. So they were saying how, like, and I'm send correction stories topics to question stories topics and corrections to two scrippers one poll at gmail.com. Oh, that's the other correction I have. Last week, I'd be fucking up spelling all the time. I spelled the Instagram name wrong. Two scrippers one poll. I forgot the A. So 2SKRIPPAS 1POLE on Instagram, and then add at gmail.com to send stories, questions, topics, and corrections to. But they were talking about how apparently the two attempted assassins were initially Trump supporters in 2016, Except I think the younger guy, he wasn't able to vote, but I think there was like some support for Trump that was like evident. But then both recently, uh, they both recently switched over to like Biden, and now there wasn't really a lot on the first shooter because they killed him, but then the second one, they were like, he was really calm. He was a little bit deranged. He was like going through whatever. And so they were talking about that. And then they were saying, apparently the bomb threats and everything that have been coming to Springfield, they apparently found out that they are actually coming from overseas. And so they're like, y'all been sitting here saying that this is MAGA, and it wasn't even them, it's coming from overseas, and blah blah blah. The rhetoric has to stop. And I'm like, people, it's so embarrassing to be an American, honestly. So to all of my non-American followers, shout out to you. I'm sure that you have your own turmoil in your country, but like here it's so fucking ghetto. Don't come here. Do not come here. It's not like, and it's just crazy to think of like the roots of America was this idea of like migration and immigration and coming, creating this American dream. You can be and do whatever you want. And to see all these years later of like who that is really for, and how disrespectful and like hateful we are towards the idea of immigration when that's literally how this nation got started. um, and just like the greediness, like not even really like working with the Native Americans to overpower them, like getting what you need from them and then just like pillaging, I believe that's the word. So embarrassed. I want to expat so bad. But anyway, so yeah, it's like these calls aren't coming from the US. So we've been saying like, oh, it's MAGA people, and it turns out that it's not. But I think that speaks again to a greater issue. First of all, y'all talking about rhetoric. If that man never got on a national debate stage, which is the like I said last week, the US election is so much bigger than just within US. So other countries are watching. This is like they're watching to see. And honestly, we're like a fucking soap opera. I'm sure other countries are cracking up at how insane this country is right now. So you have all these eyes on this country, especially on this race, and you take that time to spew lies and hatred. They're eating pets. That's insane. So you started this storyline to then allow people outside of this country to troll us. This is happening because of what you said out your mouth. Not because we're talking about how you're going to be a dictator or you're going to do this or you're going to do that. It's literally from your mouth. You said it. So people were like, oh yeah, let's fuck with America and do that. Now, whether that's what I heard from, like, I think the governor had said that, but it's crazy. So back to the second assassination attempt, like, Scott Jennings was really just like, oh, basically the discussion came up about like guns. I don't understand why y'all people be so protective of these guns. And yeah, okay, well, you need to protect and da da da. Like, if nobody had guns, it'd be nothing to protect yourselves from. Oh, you need to hunt. If you don't go learn how to use a crossbow and shoot an arrow, which I don't know how I feel about that, because if I'm walking down the street and somebody hit me with an arrow, that's insane. But like, it's gonna take a lot more time to try to kill a mass of people. That's for sure. Unless you be like, hey y'all, stand in a straight line, and then you just get like some super powerful arrow, and then like that bitch just fly through everybody. But still, like I'm sure that's gonna be a lot more recoverable. Like, we don't need even guns are. We don't need an AR-15. We don't need something that can kill that many people with the press of a button or whatever little mechanics that go into it. Um, y'all don't need that. Y'all aren't going into the woods and shooting a row of deers with an AR-15. You don't need access to that. So there, the conversation came up about guns, and um, he had said something about he said something about the guns. I'm blanking on specifically what, but the conversation was just like, if you don't want an attempt assassination on the president's life, get rid of guns. In that same instance, when you get rid of guns, you also stop mass shootings, which is, how many times are we going to turn on the news and see a school's been shot up, or a grocery store's been shot up, or a movie theater's been shot up, or a club's been shot up? Like, you literally, that's a everyday fear for really anybody. There's, at any point, I can go to Target, or I can go to Walmart, or I could go to Trader Joe's, or I could go to the gas station. I can go anywhere, and just stepping outside of my house is a risk, because anybody could get access to that. Even being in the house, bullets don't have a name on them, and they don't stop till they hit something. They can fly through a wall, which is like paper thin, and go straight through me. I could be in here minding my business right now, somebody could just like I'm heavily protected and guided by the universe, so that will not happen to me right now, or ever. But it's a very real possibility. It's something that we have to like think about and stay on guard. Like, I remember I was telling y'all, when me and Rhea went to um, Dreamville that first year, so almost 2 years ago now. We were just enjoying ourselves, waiting for Cole to come on stage, and we heard a loud pop, and it turns out that it was like a speaker had popped, but it was just a mass of people, and we all automatically thought it was like gunshots, so everybody just started running. And thankfully, I was able to be present within that moment and be like, like, help guide Rhea like where to go. And I was just like, breathe, 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 because she was freaking out. I was freaking out too, but I was like, breathe, breathe, breathe. And so we were able to calm down and like assess the situation. But like, who's to say that I'll always be able to do that? Or even anybody else. Like, we know, I talked about it last week, like, I know these things that help me ground myself, and recenter myself, but I'm still working on being more consistent with those things. And yeah, even sometimes, like, you just might be hyper aroused, and it's too much, like, you're in a state of panic and you just kind of forget, and it's usually not until somebody else can provide you that. But if we're all in the same predicament, like, scared for our lives, who's to really say that can bring us down? And like, just the recent shooting with the 14-year-old, it's like, one of the students was like, they were in class, and then they just heard like boom, 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 and the teacher went out to go see, like, I think close the door, see what happened, and then he got shot. And these children had to pull their teachers. I'm not really sure what just happened. My thing just like stopped, and then Siri came up, so I don't know. But yeah, like, these students had to like pull their teacher who just got shot back into the classroom and watch them die. How traumatizing is that? And all the stories we hear about people like going to the grocery store. I would never walk into a grocery store again. And even now, like, it's just like, you gotta constantly look over your shoulder because people have access to these weapons of mass destruction. And it's like, why does this shit even exist? Because motherfuckers are greedy, trying to claim land that, like, this is not yours. The earth is not yours. Like, and and to think of all the generations before us who co-created with the land that we were blessed with, and like really getting to know it. I don't know if I had mentioned it one time. I was like joking with a friend, and he was like, me getting into like herbs and plants and all that stuff, like I would have been considered a witch because it's literally just me learning properties of plants and what they can do for us, because everything that we need is has already been provided to us, but man has stepped in and just like been greedy and figured out how to monetize and capitalize off of all this stuff, and like take resources from people, and in doing that polluting resources from people. So you're taking resources, you're polluting what we do have, and you're also restricting access to just knowledge about what all of this does for us. um like I'm looking at my plant witchery book right now, and even like dandelions are considered a weed. And weeds people usually like pull out and get rid of and blah blah blah. And like I'm trying to find the section. Oh, I was just on it. Dandelion. um Dandelion is considered a weed, but medicinally, dandelion is good for more than just wish fulfillment. According to Native American medicine, dandelion root can aid in treating stomach and liver conditions, as well as acne, eczema, high cholesterol, diabetes, and perhaps even cancer. Her sap can clear up warts, and her leaves are good for digestion and make a wonderful addition to a salad. They are highly nutritious and contain potent antioxidants, reducing inflammation and boosting your immune system. But they're considered a weed. What's something else? Like um, a orchid. In Chinese medicine, the dendrobium orchid is used to strengthen the immune system and improve eyesight. In Turkey, the roots of salep orchids are made into a drink that can cure sore throat and calm digestion. And orchids in general, but vanilla in particular, can serve as an aphrodisiac. They can also reduce fever and stress. So it's like all of these things. Mint. What medical properties of mint? Mint can calm an upset stomach, relieve a headache, and is being researched for her effectiveness in treating irritable bowel syndrome. And of course, mint has wide applications in aromatherapy, particularly to promote energy and clarity. Um, and it's just like I love this book. So this is Plant Witchery by Juliet Diaz. I don't know why it keeps doing this. So maybe that's just my cue to wrap it up soon. But yes, Juliet Diaz, Plant Witchery, discover the sacred language of wisdom and magic of 200 plants. And it just has 200 plants of, and this includes like herbs and herbs and the like, and also like actual plants. So like my fiddle leaf fig, there's some stuff in there about the fiddle leaf fig, spider plant, cactus. I don't think the money tree is in there. There's like stuff about pothos, alocasias, the never never plant, which is why I ended up getting a never never plant because of this. So there's like, and these things don't have medicinal properties, but more like spiritual properties. So if you're into that or want to get into more, it's like essential magic and medicinal properties of 200 herbs, flowers, trees, and fruits. There's rituals for abundance cleansing and connecting with spirits, spells to ward against evil, find answers, and protect against self sabotage, potions to open your third eye, bring luck, and promote creativity, communication techniques for speaking and listening to plants, and the optimal moon phases and seasons to work with different plants. And so, even if you're not like super into like the spiritual herbs and candles and all of that like spell work, I think it is a really insightful, and just like it helps you think about how to connect more with the universe, because that's all it is just connecting more. So yes, I talk to my plants. I be in here rapping. Yo, I got a new plant. um a person had given me a while back some cuttings of a plant that they had, and I had showed them how the plants they gave me are growing. And so he was like, "Oh, do you want this plant?" And I was like, "Oh my God, really?" Because, like, low key, I had been eyeing that plant that they had. Um, and I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." So I got a new plant. I'm so excited. And uh, her name, so the person who gave it to me, their name is Phil. And so I named it Filipina. But she says she's so cute, so I cleaned her leaves. I can't wait to bring her eventually home, but it's so much stuff here. I took her to my cubicle, my office cubicle, and I was like, it's a lot going on at my mama house, so I don't want to deposit my plant there. So yeah, but back to what I was talking about before that. Um, did I finish the Scott Jennings thing? Like, how, I don't remember how I transitioned. And oh, I was just talking about, like, the, well, I think I talked about that earlier, the, like, immigration patterns, and, like, just ridding and genocide, getting rid of a group of people. Um and oh, that's what I was talking about, like, just getting rid of history, or like culture, and like negating all that, the work that these people have done. And I just don't understand. I just, but it was really upsetting to see how Scott Jennings just kept going back to, like, oh, like, it's not the, yes, people have problems, but to equip people with problems with guns doesn't make any fucking sense. Get rid of the guns. People use guns to kill people. People are going to kill people regardless, because that's just, I guess the checks and balances of nature. Not every, whatever, but having such easy access to guns just makes it all the more easier and more deadly. And I just don't understand why people are so protective of their guns. Like, how many people have to die for, like, will we ever get over that hump? I don't know. I don't know. I talked a little. Oh, the other thing, and since I'm on, like, immigration and just upsetting, like, um, the Greg Harris. So this guy, there was a video that went viral on, like, Monday, where I think he was Venezuelan or Dominican, but he was like a door dasher, and he went into this place, first of all, it was like cafe, canna coffee, burger, fish joint. I don't know. Somebody, the comments was like, what kind of ADHD establishment? But the delivery driver went in there and he didn't speak English, and so the dude, like, he caught Greg Harris on camera, like, speak English, learn how to fucking speak English, da 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 da, go back to work. And I mean, this man is, like, in his face yelling. He takes the food and, like, throws it into his chest, like, all, it was just really, like, berating him. And, like, even follow him out the store, like, fuck you, learn how to speak English, blah blah blah. And so it obviously went viral. And then the other part of that was, like, it was people were talking about people were talking about like, calling him out, because when you went to his page, like, his one of the videos he posted was, like, him with no shirt holding a cookie with no gloves on in the establishment. You posted it on a business page? What? That is so gross and disgusting. Like, what? So people were, like, making comments and stuff, and he's, like, under the comments, like, oh, show me what that mouth do, or, oh, I'll show you a good time. Like, just crazy comments. Like, how unhinged are you? So then I forget which news, I want to say Anchor, but that's not what I'm trying to say, but platform did, like, a interview with the worker, and he was like, it's just, like, it's upsetting, and as far as he knows, which is true, English is not the, like, we don't have an official language, which I think also goes back to like the whole history of America is like we're supposed to be this melting pot, the idea of like immigrants and embracing cultures, which is not what we do. And so how, yes, English is the majority language, but it's not officially. So if y'all really want to sit here, learn, speak English, speak English, speak English, like when you go to other countries, you don't have people yelling at you, learn how to speak Spanish. No. Instead, what they do is they take advantage of you. But some people take advantage of you. But yeah, like English is not the official language. So you can't get mad at someone for not speaking English when it's not like a more or less a mandate. Um, and like there's ways of communication. All if he's a door clearly he's a door dasher, he has the order on his phone. You just give him the food and you go about your day. Y'all really don't need to have that much of a conversation. And you know, he was like, it was his mom from his home country called him like, come back home, like I don't want you there. And just like, you know, it's sad. And so then the interviewer was like, they tried to do an interview with Greg, and he was like, he flipped off the cameras, even though like they were trying to do one like off air, but they were still like, they had cameras in the area. And he like flipped off the camera and was like, no. So I think they ended up talking to like an employee or something, and so he like came outside and he was like, stop fucking talking to them and blah blah. Then he tried to say like he was going to he would do an interview if they brought, because the reporter was also Hispanic, so it was like he would do an interview if they brought a black reporter and if they paid him. Nigga, what? So they were like, we're definitely not paying you. And then apparently he had said to the reporter like, instead of reporting this, what you should be doing is teaching the delivery driver English. So his business just opened and it's closing right back up, because that's crazy. You know, apparently he has all these other businesses. I don't know. It's sad to see the anger and entitlement and just othering that is so ingrained in this culture and has been emboldened by Trump. And so the last thing I want to talk about is Diddy, y'all. So, wow, like this is so much. I wanted to talk about Diddy a while back when all this shit first came up, like back in April, May. But I wanted to see where all of this was gonna go. And I have like in more so I wanted to talk about Diddy, but I also wanted to talk about like abuse. Um, and so I had like I had a couple people, some people you have heard from before, and at least one person you have not heard from before. But I wanted to like bring them in and like have a conversation around abuse, and also kind of just like talk about Diddy. So I don't want to talk too much about it because I know it's like stuff is still unfolding and everything's crazy. Hide your baby oil. Like, it's wow, it's sickening, it's sad. I am very curious to see how much of the music industry is impacted by this, because of just all the producer credits that he has taken. And credit he's taken things for. So it's like there's so much music that like he didn't theoretically touch, that like, you know, his name is on. Um, and yeah, it's still, but I didn't want to like not address it. So sending light and love to all the people who have to relive their trauma through him and what he's done. Um, what else did I want to say on that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's really it. Cause the other thing is like what I decided to do. It was or still is, cause we're in the shadow period of it. A super full moon a super full moon, lunar eclipse, and I think it was like something else, but like a lot's going on with the moon right now. So super powerful. And I'm taking this time to fast for at least 7 days. And so I decided what I am fasting from is the television. I'm not watching TV for at least a week because it's just been so much between like everything with the election and then Trump getting shot. And I did see it was Name on Instagram who and let me go look. She was saying like again, like, it's a little sus that there's now been two attempts. Um, oh, yay! I just opened up Instagram and she's officially, that's what I've been saying, that Kamala needs to release her policies and like give more information about her policies. And I just opened up and she did. So I'm gonna read this. I'll post it and let me send it to myself. Y'all be sending myself stuff that I want to post in the story and I just be forgetting. Mercury been in retrograde for the hip hop world ever since Cat Williams settled shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like whenever I see memes and it be like, Cat Williams opened up the portal, and ever since then shit has been hitting the fan. It's something about the phrasing. He opened up the portal that gets me every single fucking time. I love it. But I will. But yeah, I be sending myself stuff that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post in the story. I'm gonna talk about it, and then I don't be getting around to it. But yeah, that's what I'm looking up. The post that Name, because I want to get her name right. Where is it? Excuse me. Name Indolax. But she was talking about like, it's a little sus, but like what a week to be like, if it is sus, right? If it is sus and this is like a PR attempt, you picked the worst time because now you overshadowed by Diddy. Everybody talking about Diddy. I saw something that was like, they was like, we don't call him Diddy anymore. We call him He Did. Like laughter is good for the heart and it helps us easily process. I think there's a difference between like, obviously laughing at someone and making fun of them in their pain versus like using laughter as a tool to like process. And so yeah, not laughing because it's disgusting, it's deplorable, both Trump and Diddy, but I think even that's one of the, I guess, main tenets of black boy joy and black girl magic, of like the power of black people, of like all the shit that we've been through and continuously have to go through and fight for. Like we can still be so resilient and laugh and smile and joke about things. And sometimes we do take it too far and it's like, okay, your trauma's showing, like go see somebody. But other times it's just like, you gotta make a jokey joke. But yeah, so with the super full moon, I'm taking the time to just like fast, and I was like, what is something that I really feel like is just too much for me, and it's the media. It's so much. Every day you turn on the TV and it's hate, it's fear, it's disgust. Like, and I wanted to take a break from social media, and I think ironically, like I've noticed myself getting on social media a little bit more, just like constantly opening, like closing an app and open it right back up, and for like not even forgetting, it's just like muscle memory at this point. So I'm also trying to detach from my phone a little bit, which is harder because of all the things that I do on my phone. So I was like, I do have control of like just trying to stay away from the TV. In the most particular would be like the news. Is just too much because everything is Trump and Diddy right now, and with new reveals and more hatred. It's like, oh my god, I can't take it. I just can't. It's overload. So yeah, I invite you to also think of something that is just a lot for you right now. and like take at least 7 days away from it, and check back in, see how you feel. What else did I want to talk about? Mm-mm. I think that's it. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, y'all. So what I'll do, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So I will leave you all with a meditation, and so do I want to do ground yourself or embrace yourself? So this is shout out Goldie, because I got this from Goldie. Londrelle, Londrelle. It's called Self Care Package, and it's like 7 different meditations from it. It's for each chakra. So you have ground yourself, which is root chakra; embrace yourself, which is sacral chakra; honor yourself, solar plexus; love yourself, heart chakra; express yourself, throat chakra; know yourself, brow chakra, which is third eye; and then be yourself, crown chakra. So they are 15-minute meditations, and I mostly do ground yourself. And then, like, sometimes if I really need to focus, I'll just play them on like shuffle, but I always start with ground yourself. So for this week, I want to close out with a meditation. So if you're like, I don't want to do a meditation, you can just, I'll see you in 2 weeks, because I'm not going to release the episode next week. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. But if you want to stay here with me for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and play Embrace Yourself for the sacral chakra, and just like, you know, take this moment to meditate. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do ground yourself, because I think I talked about a lot of heavy things. So I'm going to do ground yourself. Inhale. Be here. Exhale. Be now. Inhale. Be here. Exhale. Be now. Affirm yourself. I am grounding my energies in the present moment. I am grounding my energies in the present moment. I know that there is nowhere to be but here. As long as I am here, I am exactly where I need to be. I am grounding my mind in the now. As long as I am present, I am exactly where I need to be. I am grounding my spirit in the eternal now. All that exists is now. I will be here. I will be now. I am exactly where I need to be. I am not alone in my journey. I trust that I am divinely guided and protected. I feel
secure in my body. I feel safe in my surroundings. The earth is my home. The earth is my body. I take care of the earth. I take care of my body. I am deeply grounded and planted in the soil of Mother Earth. I am nurtured. I am cared for. I am loved. The roots of my life connect me with all life. The whole world is my family. I am supported everywhere that I go. The whole universe is my tribe. I am supported in everything that I do. I trust my path. I trust my journey. I trust my soul. I have no fears. I release them. I have no doubts. I release them. I have no worries. I release them. I am completely here and at peace. I am completely now and at peace. I am completely present and at peace. My mind is free and calm. My body is free and calm. My soul is free and calm. I am free and calm. I am free. I am free. Inhale. Be here. Exhale. Be now. Inhale. Be here. Exhale. Be now. Ground your energies in the present moment. There is nowhere to be but here. As long as you are here, you are exactly where you need to be. Ground your mind in the now. As long as you are present, you are exactly where you need to be. Ground your spirit in the eternal now. All that exists is now. Be here. Be now. You are not alone in your journey. Trust that you are divinely guided and protected. Feel secure in your body. Feel secure in your surroundings. The earth is your home. The earth is your body. Take care of the earth. Take care of your body. You are deeply grounded and planted in the soil of Mother Earth. You are nurtured. You are cared for. You are loved. The roots of your life connect you with all life. The whole world is your family. You are supported everywhere that you go. The whole universe is your tribe. You are supported in all that you do. Trust your path. Trust your journey. Trust your soul. Have no fears. Release them. Have no doubts. Release them. Have no worries. Release them. Be completely here and at peace. Be completely now and at peace. Be completely present and at peace. Your mind is free and calm. Your body is free and calm. Your soul is free and calm. You are free. You are free. You are free.
So, take a moment if you were like relax. If you didn't fall asleep, because sometimes I be falling asleep. If you didn't fall asleep, start wiggling your toes and open your eyes. Bring yourself back to life. And I hope that was something that you needed today. Or even if not today, this is, like I said, it's Landra. And it's a series of different meditations. And yeah, I usually like to stretch to it, or just now, I don't know. I'm sure you heard them cars in the background. But I was working on my project. So it's something I like to use to ground myself and remind myself to be present, be here, be now. So yes, y'all be safe, make good choices, stay present, love life, extend love and light to other people. Find that love and that light within yourself and extend that to others, because boy do we need it right now. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye.